Connect with Elliot in the morning on Twitter at EITM Online.
Wait, so were you out late last night?
Oh, I was.
Were you really?
I was.
What'd you do?
I was hanging out with my cousin. My cousin was in town.
Oh,
And,
really?
yeah, I've gotten a habit of telling everyone at the club to be like, hey, let's all go to drink at this bar.
Right.
And so we all went to Lucky Bar last night and partied. All of us. It's an Irish guy, a black chick. It was a real Star Trek group of people.
Wait, so how long were you, like, you were out?
I think I closed the bar down.
Did you really?
Yeah. I think I did. Old Four Eyes was with me. We took his glasses off and tried wearing his glasses. Man, you are blind. Like, he is legit blind. Like it's a disability. Like, you could at handicap park, I guess. Like, so yeah, it was a fun night. It was a really fun night. I was listening to that song last night. Is that where you got that from? I just started using Snapchat. I might be the only 43-year-old using Snapchat. It's really depressing when you're Snapchatting sleep studies.
Well, no, I was going to say, I saw a picture of you from, I guess, being all wired up.
Oh.
Why did you have to do a sleep study?
What a crap show that is. Have you ever done a sleep study?
I've done 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, because they're trying to find. I get migraines really bad.
Really?
So they were trying to figure out
if you grind your teeth.
Anything, grind my teeth if I was doing it, and I would tell them I do nothing in at night. I literally lay down in bed, I close my eyes. 4 hours later, I open them, and that's it. That's all that I do. And so they were like, "No, there's something. Maybe there's got to be something going on in the middle of the night." So
wait, hold on, let's start all over. You sleep 4 hours a night. That's it?
Yeah, usually.
What do you run a meth lab? 4 hours is a nap. I take those in the afternoon. I literally picked Isla up from school early the other day because I knew I was going to take a nap, and I was like, I'm not going to. Picking her up is going to interrupt my nap. So I just got her early. I was like, yeah, she's got to get an X-ray on her arm. And they're like, really? I was like, for real? I go, no, we're going home to take a nap. Isla lit up. She was like, no TV, black out the windows, drop the AC, Dad. We're sleeping. And me and her slept until my wife came home with my other daughter and was like, where are Dad and Isla? We came out of the bedroom at like 4:30. She's like, you can't just sleep with your child all day. I was like, we can. Yeah. I sleep. I could sleep all day.
Right. Could you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't even come close.
The problem is,
does your body start to hurt?
No. No, I think you're sleeping wrong.
Like if you sleep for a long time, like your back doesn't start to hurt?
No.
I feel like if for whatever reason I find myself asleep for like 7 hours, I wake up, my body feels destroyed.
No, I will say that I think I'm dislocating my shoulders when I sleep. Because I sleep on my side,
right?
And I definitely have rotator cuff problems.
Oh, so is your arm like up and you're sleeping on your arm?
You can't tell by looking at my disproportionately fat body. One side of me is getting fatter than the other because I lay on this side. So for 12 hours a night,
everything goes
all
this
the
way.
Fat aggregates to this side. And when you watch The Biggest Loser, you can tell what side they sleep on. Because you go, why is he so fat on the right side? And I'm getting that. Like, I'm getting the fat on the side. I'm going to start sleeping upside down so the fat goes to my breasts. But yeah, I sleep and I hyperextend my elbow because like there are big ruts in my bed. I don't know if this happens to everyone, but like there's like a rut like where I lay. It's like a body mark. You can see it,
right?
And so then there's like this grassy knoll in the middle between me and my wife, like a hump. And so my arm goes on the hump and then it hyperextends. Yeah, I sleep hard, dude. You want to know the best way to jumpstart a diet? Okay, take an Ambien at night. Then the second you wake up, take a Xanax. And you go right back to bed. And then you wake up maybe like 17 hours later, no calories, right? You're feeling good. You're well rested. That's like Matrix sleep right there.
But so why did you have the sleep study?
Because you know what? Because it's a racket. Because I'm a dad and everyone can make money off of me, and that's how it works. I feel like my dad calls my wife. I'm worried about Bert's. He'd be skinnier if he had a mask, one of those masks.
Oh, CPAP machine?
Yeah, he needs a CPAP. I had one. Best sleep I've ever had in my life.
Wait, so your dad has one of those?
Yeah, but he doesn't use it. He's like, I have one, but it's real hard to use. If you could use one, I get a good night's sleep. I ended up taking it off in the middle of the night. I get claustrophobic. So my wife says I snore, and I
snore too, but everybody snores.
Oh, I think I snore at an epic level.
I know who destroys both of us.
Who?
I'm not that loud. Please.
Whoa. What kind of a one-night stand would that be? You bring Dirty D into your bed, and all of a sudden she falls asleep like a lumberjack. Did you just wipe your butt on my sheets? No, I definitely snore. My wife and I haven't slept in the same bed in forever because we'll start out.
Wait, are you serious?
She gets up and goes. This is gonna sound bad. She bought her own bed and put it in her office. There's a legit bed in her office so she can go sleep there at night. Like we're redoing our house, and we were literally talking about
wait, do you start in the same bedroom?
We start in the same bed,
right?
And then
like you fall asleep, and she gets up and goes.
Well, I wouldn't say I technically fall asleep. I think sleep attacks me.
Right.
Like I drug myself to sleep. I'm not the kind of person that can just go lay on a pillow and go, "Good night, world." Like I have to drink and then.
Do you really?
Yeah, because I have panic attacks.
You
can't just lay in a bed like someone dead inside, like a soldier. Good night, world. I think I'll turn my brain off now. No, yeah. I don't have that kind of brain. My wife's got that kind of brain. She makes lists. She makes a list. She goes, "You should make lists." I go, okay.
What, while you're laying in bed?
Yeah, make a list of what you got to do.
How about you just put your head down, close your eyes, and then fall asleep?
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Oh, like that?
Oh, this is me in bed. Okay, I got a lot to do tomorrow. I gotta get up early. I wonder when skis were invented. Do you think Vikings had skis? I bet they had skis. I bet if I looked online, I could find Pele's greatest 10 hit goals. I should look on my phone and see I wonder what everyone's doing online. Hey, I have a question. This is my brain asleep. When David and Kit took Knight Rider and drove it into the back of the truck on the interstate, you'd think that as soon as they hit the ramp, that their wheels are going 85 miles an hour, that the second they hit the ramp, they'd be going 85 miles inside of the truck. How did they stop that? I should Google that. Honey, I'm going to get up. I'm going to go to the man cave. I cannot shut my brain off. My brain is literally crazy, like bad crazy, like... And it's not like I wish I had the politically correct brain,
right?
That could be like, that I thought real Christian thoughts. I don't think Christian thoughts ever. Like I wish I had those. Like my wife's friends, like you'll say something and they'll just be like, "Oh, good gracious."
Oh,
well, that's not the way I think. I have like a bad brain. Like I was looking at my wife's arms the other day. She's gained weight. It's like just her arms are a little bigger. This is a horrible thought. This is how my brain thinks. Like, but she's been going to. It's from having a baby. It's normal. It's just normal.
Right.
Like my arms are fatter too. That's how you get older.
Right. After you had your baby.
But I'm still shallow. When I have my babies. But I'm still shallow enough that I'm looking at her arms, going like in my head, going. I wonder, because she's been going to this Pure Barre class. I was like, I wonder if...
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
It's like a workout class for ballerinas.
Okay.
Like they do this and stuff.
You know what? Good for her.
And I go, yeah, and I'm in. She's losing weight. And I was like, I wonder if her arms will ever get back to like when I met her. And then part of me in my head goes, at least she has arms. Like... be grateful for that. And that's what I'm thinking. And then my wife goes, what are you thinking? And I'm like, I can't share that with you. Like, there's no way you think like that. Like, because if one arm I could deal with, but like no arms would be really tough. I don't know if I love her that enough to stay with. Like, if she came back from the doctor, I'm like, whoa, where are your arms? They had to get rid of them. Apparently that fat was bad, and they took my arms. I'd be like, first of all, I probably wouldn't even open the door for her. I'd be like, who is it? She wouldn't even knock. She'd be pressing the doorbell with her tongue. Just, who's that animal outside? It's me. Open the door. No. What happened to your arms? Like, but do you think other people think like this?
Wait, what are you doing to your house, though?
Oh, we're not smart.
Are you so far? I don't know what you're doing.
We haven't even started.
Oh well, I'll tell you the first thing that you have to have them change when you get it going. You got to get the doorbell pulled out of the man cave. That is the most annoying thing ever.
No crap, right?
It's horrible.
My wife put that in. She goes,
it's the worst.
I put a doorbell in the man cave so you can hear people. It scares the crap out of me.
It scares me, and I'm not even in there. But I'll be listening to a podcast or something. I'm like, oh my god!
It's an old school doorbell. Like it's like
so loud.
It's aggressive.
And it stops everybody. Everybody's like, what's that?
What is that?
Probably just Amazon.
It's Amazon.com at the front door because I have an addiction to Amazon.com and I can't stop buying self-defense things. I have so many good self-defense things.
Self-defense things?
Oh, I buy them all. I get into a thing. I'm like, Slapjack, I heard about that when I was in high school. I'm buying one. Police baton, 2. Tasers? It was so funny. Georgia was leaving school and her friend goes, and Georgia goes, Dad, we have a taser, right? I go, we got 2. And her friends go, you really have 2 tasers? I go, and 2 stun guns. Watch who you talk to around here. I bought my sisters a taser and my sister shocked herself with it. She was like, how does this thing work? And I bought her I buy these guns that shoot out pepper spray.
Jesus.
For coyotes.
Where do you have coyotes?
I was about to say something. By the way, I'm glad I stopped myself. Coyotes.
Well, right, okay.
Yeah, coyotes are all around the town. They just walk through your front yard.
In Los Angeles.
In LA. Just wild coyotes. Okay. I'm being dead serious. You ever Google coyote kills cat? You will be
in Los Angeles.
Well, I don't know really where it is, but I saw it and I was like, I'm getting some tasers. And you can't kill them?
What, you can't kill a coyote?
You can't kill a coyote. They're like protected.
By law, you can't kill one.
If one's killing you, you have to let it kill you.
No, shut up.
You can't fight back. A guy will come out with a baton. Stop that. Let it go. No, coyotes are a problem. They really just roam through. Are you watching Coyote Kills Cat?
Mapping Los Angeles coyote sightings over the last 13 years. You guys are inundated.
So what they do is they
how do I not know that?
So this is what they do. So one of the coyotes, a woman comes in, she's in heat, and she'll like walk up to your front yard and be like, "Oh, I'm so horny. Oh, is there anyone in here that wants to take advantage of this?" And then my stupid dog's like, "Oh, wow, look at this. Look at this homeless gypsy girl. I bet she's wild and crazy in bed." And so my dog's like, "Let me out. I'm going to go hit this." And I was like, and then I'm like, go ahead. Have some good time. And then all her brothers come out like, "Yo, what's up?" And that's how they kill him. Maybe that's not the scientific way, but that's technically what happens. And so you got to be careful of coyotes. And man, they're a problem. I don't even know.
Have that pepper spray.
Yeah, and luckily I let my dog go out and I stand with a gun at the coyote and I go, "All right, you take that." I don't know. By the way, in this scenario, my dogs are all girls. I don't know why my dogs are like, yeah, let me hit that.
Some of that.
Yeah, cats. We have a cat door, and apparently, our cat, when we first put the cat door in, stuck his head out the door. This is what he did, and was like, "There's a new cat in town, and if you want to fight me, meet me in my living room at 2 a.m. And 2 cats fight my cat in the living room.
They came into the house?
In the house? Like, how aggressive? Like, they just walked into our house. Like, what's going on in here? And then fight our cat in the living room, and my dogs are like, "Keep the door shut. We do not want any part of this." I have one dog that has had 5 knee surgeries, Priscilla.
Right.
And then the other one, I feel like I'd be doing a bit if I told you about the other one. But the other one's a rescue, and we rescued her from some Mexicans.
Right.
We didn't take them from her. Right. But "Oh, we got you. Let's go." But we rescued her because some Mexicans had spray painted her like a Raiders helmet.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And then so adversely, she hates Mexicans.
Whoops.
In LA, it's problematic. It's like anyone comes to do any work on the house, and she's like, "Ah!" And they're like, "Yo, what's up with your dog?" You're like, "Oh, she doesn't like Mexicans." "Well, you gotta beat that out of her." I was like, "I think that's why she doesn't like Mexicans." Yeah. So, yeah, I've never seen Diane laugh this hard. But you want to know the crazy thing? Now I feel like I'm doing a bit, but this is 100% true. Is our gardener is Gabriel. If you listen to my podcast, you know who he is. So the first day we get Gabriel, not get him, we actually acquired him. He came with the house. Like he was he
was the previous owners.
He's a horrible gardener.
Right.
Horrible. Like the other day he goes, "We have a toilet planted in our backyard. Like someone buried a toilet in our backyard."
Okay.
And we can't get it out. It's just dug in there. And we were like, "We've always hated it." And then the other day I said something about the toilet. And he goes, "Oh, you like that? I put that in there." I was like, "Why would you do that?" And he goes, "Oh, he had it in the house. He wanted to throw it away, and I just buried it." I was like, "Gabriel, I don't think he wanted you to bury it." And he goes, "Yeah, he didn't know. He never come in the backyard." And so I'm doing a horrible Gabriel accent right now because He just like, he'll buy stuff at swap meets and then bring it to me and sell it to me. And I feel so bad. Because he's old. He's really old. And like his wife, and he's not going to listen to this, but he, the first day Mona met him, I was like, this is going to be bad. Mona goes after him just, Mona never listens to anybody. You can never tell her anything. You'd be like, Mona, sit. She'd stare at you. She goes after Gabriel, and I'm like, I can't stop her. And he just looks at her and he goes, siéntate. And she sits. I didn't even think about this. She's Mexican. She hates her own people. She speaks Spanish. She grew up in the barrio, so she only knows Spanish commands. And he goes, what's her name? I said, Mona. And he goes, oh, Monita. Now we call her Monita Malucci, the world's greatest poochie, because she's Mexican. She speaks Spanish. It's crazy. She's like Donald Trump.
Yes. Wait, what was the thing you were telling me? Oh, you have rats, too?
Yeah, you caught it in the man cave, right? Where there's multiple.
Yes. I'm sitting there, and a rat just walks right into my man cave. Like, no regard for the fact that I have domain over him. Just walks in, looks at me, and just disappears.
How big?
It was a little baby one.
Oh, thank God.
So I go and I set rat traps everywhere. My daughters get infuriated. Dad, you can't kill a rat. And I was like, that's kind of that's how it works. I was like, girls, we don't, you need to catch it, because Gus, our cat, will catch a rat.
Right.
Bring it into the house and let it go. Real bright cat. Killed a bird yesterday.
Wait, hold on. Are you talking about it'll bring mice? There's a big difference between mice and rats.
Okay, I'm probably talking about mice.
I hope.
But they're baby rats.
Okay.
I think a baby rat is a baby rat a mice?
No, I don't think so.
The thing in the box was a rat.
Okay, so Gus brings a rat in one night, lets it go in our house. We lose our minds. I catch it. I throw it out in the backyard. My wife then takes it and drives it to the park, because that's what we do with rats.
Right.
Holy crap, we're broken. And so we are the whitest family around. Oh, these vermins have overrun us. Let's free them in the park. So I go out to the man cave that night. I'm drinking. I'm on the treadmill, and a rat just walks right in. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And then I can't find it. So I set rat traps everywhere, and nothing happens. The next morning, nothing happens. And then randomly, I'm looking for eye drops. My eyes get really itchy in the middle of the night. I think it's because I have a beard. And so, because I think this traps all the dander, and then it just hangs out my face, and then I rub it into my eyes.
Okay.
And that's what I think. And so, I'd like to do a study about that, about beards and allergies. If like beards cause allergies because they catch stuff. Anyway, that's totally not the. So I'm looking for eye drops. I always buy eye drops, and I go, oh, this is one of those the boxes that I took all my Travel Channel goods and just dumped in. I go, it's got to be in here. I pull the box out, and there's the rat just staring at me, runs up my arm, and I go, ah! Like, if you ever wondered how you're going to die, mine will be with like a, ah! And I throw it, and I killed it, kind of. I incapacitated it. It's doing this, one of these numbers, like, and so I think I Snapchatted immediately, and then I put it in a bag, and I leave it in a bag. And I staple the bag up, and I leave it in my backyard. And then I tell my wife, and then my wife comes home. Oh, and then I put the bag in the car.
Right.
And I go, come on, we'll let it go in the park. And my wife's like, hold on. You've had this thing in a bag all day? And I go, yeah. She goes, it's probably chewed its way out. And I'm like, uh-oh. Looks like we now have rats in our car. But I didn't. I let him go. I got rid of him. Thank God. Man, rats are scary because they'll just crawl into your mouth.
I hate
Like, I think that's what happens, because I sleep with my mouth open. Why wouldn't you go in my mouth? Like, if you saw me sleeping, definitely first thought is, let's put something in his mouth. My mouth is like this. Do you ever sleep, like, so hard where your tongue gets dry, and you can feel the hairs on your tongue, like, all, like, matted, like you know when, like, punk rockers would put mousse in their hair, and then their hair would get really hard? Right. That's what my tongue feels like. That happened in my sleep study. They put that mask on me,
right?
And it closed my nose.
Did they do the one where it, like, covers the whole thing, or did they just do the one where it's two little nozzles that go up your nostrils?
Elliot, she started putting it on my face.
Right.
I don't know what look I had,
right?
But that look suggested I don't need to say anything. Take this off my face right now. I don't know what look that was. It was probably like this. And she goes, is this not going to work? And I go, what do you think? I go, are we going scuba diving?
I do love the idea, though, of you having to get a machine and travel with it.
Oh,
I love that idea.
Oh, I would lose that in a heartbeat. You think I lose credit cards? You think I'm like, how am I going to carry this big sleep app? It's horrible. They put it on my nose and it just clogged my nose up. My nose immediately clogged up.
Right.
And I was like, and I said to her, I go, is there oxygen in here? She goes, no, it's just air. I go, why wouldn't you just double up and put oxygen in there?
Well,
Like,
you don't want to wheel a tank around.
If I'm wheeling this around, I might want to wheel a tank around. And pump oxygen. And helium. Like, not helium. Nitrous oxide. Let's do some whippets. But my nose closed up, so I couldn't breathe through my nose. And then I couldn't breathe. I had one nostril was working, when you open your mouth,
right.
It's almost like like when you cover up a vacuum. Like when you open your mouth with one of those things, it just goes. So I would go to breathe, and it would just suck all the oxygen out of my lungs. I'm like, Argh! So I gave it 1 hour. I figured that was a fair try. I gave it one. Oh, by the way, they call me up and they're like, okay, your sleep study starts at 9 o'clock.
Right.
And I go, wait, I gotta go to sleep at 9 o'clock. I go, I'm gonna have to start drinking at 4. And they're like, and I go, can I bring a bottle of wine in there? And they're like, no. They're like, no. And they're like, just do whatever you'd normally do to go to bed. I go, I would bring a bottle of wine in there. I go, I'm going to bring my iPad. I'm going to bring my iPhone. I charged everything up. I brought Doug Stanhope's book. I brought everything. I got, and I was like, I really can't bring anything to drink. And they're like, no, this is a doctor's office. You can't come in out drunk. And so I literally at 4 o'clock, I started drinking with our friends. And I was like, I'm getting ready for the sleep study. My wife was like, hey, slow down. You're like, there's nothing to be afraid of. They just want you to go to sleep. And Isla's in the background the whole time going, don't let him touch you. Don't let him touch you, Dad. And Georgia kept going, Dad, you're just going to sleep. But I'm drinking, and I'm like, and here's the theory. I do this when I go to the doctor. When I go to my cardiologist, I party really hard the night before. Because I want him to see me at my worst. I don't want him to go like, you're in good shape, because I quit drinking for a month because I knew I was seeing my cardiologist. Which I've done. I used to do that. Like, you do that for life insurance scams. Not scams. Life insurance. When you get your life insurance, you clean it up. I did my life insurance test one time. You know, when you do the one over the phone, and they go, do you drink? You're like, seldom. I'm like, do you ever jump out of planes? You're like, I've heard of it. And like, I did the whole thing on the phone with the guy, and I told him my lifestyle, quote unquote. And then at the end, he goes, okay. At the beginning, he goes, we are recording this. And at the end, he goes, the recording is over. I'm no longer recording. And I said, okay, thank you. And he goes, it was an honor talking to the machine. And I was like, seriously? He goes, yeah. He must have loved that test. Interviewing me, going, have you ever smoked marijuana? And I was like, whoa. Are you talking about Mary Jane? Dope? No, I don't do dope.
All right, let me do this.
Do I have a vape pen? Boy, talk about killing a buzz. If I hit a vape pen and it exploded in my mouth, I'd be like... That's a great way to get people to quit, though.
All right, don't let me forget. When we come back, I want to talk Travel Channel.
Okay.
I want to talk Stanhope.
Yes.
And then I got like 5 or 6 other things that we have to get into.
Let's start drinking liquor, maybe. Let's get really hammered.
I have Jack and Coke.
No, let's just do Jack. I did a podcast the other day with Harley Morenstein from Epic Mealtime.
Right.
Do you know what he called Jack Daniels? Jacques Dimas.
Oh, I like that.
I liked it so much. And if you're a Game of Thrones fan, I can spoil it for you.
Well, I'm not.
Okay, then. I'll keep it to myself. Right now, people are turning off their radios. I'm done listening. Okay, we'll talk about that. Let's start drinking Jack. Let's finish this beer.
Okay.
And then I want to see Diane naked. All right, let's go.
Elliot in the morning.
Where are you now that I need you?
Okay, my list of things. Number 1.
He touched him. I did this thing on Travel Channel. I was like, keep going.
All right, you want to go Stanhope or you want to go Travel Channel?
Let's go. Let's talk about Travel Channel. Let's make it quick, though.
No, that's awesome. The show's back.
Oh, yeah. Bert Conqueror's back June 7th.
June 7th, it's back.
Yep.
That's awesome.
It should be a blast.
No, I was very excited when I saw like the whole date was set and the whole deal.
Oh, it's so good.
Can I have to know 2 things though.
Yeah.
Number 1, and I don't know all the stuff that you do during the season. Did you have a panic attack in front of a bunch of kids?
Yeah.
Like to the point where you scared them?
Yeah. Are those eggs?
No, lemon.
Oh, I thought those were egg yolks in her thing. I was like, she's just drinking eggs like Rocky. It looks like eggs. It looks like eggs, doesn't it? It looks like eggs. I'm getting buzzed. It looks like eggs. It looks like eggs. Where are you now that I need you?
What did you do in front of? Do in front of the kids?
I felt. Oh, shut up. Where is that? How do people find that?
It's Twitter.
Oh, it's Twitter? Did you do that?
Yeah.
You're good. There's this ride called Zumanjaro. It's, by the way, it's one of the coolest rides ever.
Right.
It's a 450-foot free fall.
Right.
And I had ruptured my testicle the day before.
Okay, that was the next thing on my list. Yes. How did you rupture your testicle?
Oh man, there's a place called Action Park. Have you heard of it? Okay, listen, I'm saying this. Action Park's got if you Google it, they used to call it Traction Park.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's Jersey.
Action Park, New Jersey.
Jordan
Yeah,
Valley
sure.
Great Gorge.
Yeah, and so it's got a reputation for killing people.
Well, it used to have the flip ride, right? Yeah.
And it killed like 6 kids.
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
At 2, I'd be like, maybe we should check it out. But it's under new management.
Right.
And they're trying to change around the perception. So they bring us in, and they're like, we're no longer Class Action Park. We want a new vibe. And
Right.
So I go to do one of the rides. It's a great ride. It was a blast. It's a great park. It's a fantastic park. And I will say this. It is one of the greatest parks in the world. It really is. It's beautiful, and it seems like it's out of like Europe because it's so wild.
Right.
However, there are some hiccups. And so, like, I definitely would have someone go through insurance-wise and just check out some of the rides. Like, there's one, they're like, well, when you do this, you need to be grounded because sometimes you get electrocuted. And you're like, what? Like, very seldomly at a water park, you have to put helmets on and a neck brace like you're in NASCAR. So, anyway, they put me on this one side. I look at the side, and I'm like, sweet, you slide off your back and then fall 30 feet? I was like, it's like you lay on it, and then it just ends, and you drop 30 feet. And I was like, aren't you going to land on your back? And they're like, yeah, sometimes. And they're like, try it, though. It's fun. And so I really enjoy. They have like a high dive. They have like a 30. They have a 3-meter jump. Kids are jumping 30 feet. That is high.
Are you serious?
It is. And by the way, that's what I love about the park is and the water's crystal blue and cold. Like they don't like kids are getting hypothermia. It is a great park. And so I do the thing, and I fall, and I land on my testicle, and it explodes. I mean, I'm not even joking. I have a picture. I didn't know, and I think I got rid of the picture. But it is big. Like one side is
So you just ballooned up.
ballooned, like the size of her tea, like the lemons. And I tell my crew, I'm like, I think I blew out my testicle. And they're like, can we film it? And I was like, yeah, let's definitely film it. And so I show them, and everyone in my crew sees it, and they're like, oh my God. And I'm showing this on camera. And then the park hears about it, and they're like, listen, we have protocol. We need to have people at the park come look at it. So these 2 young girls come into the dressing room and have to look at my testicle, and my cameramen are on their face, and you literally see their faces go white, like, oh my God. Like, I'd be shocked if they'd ever seen testicles, let alone a 43-year-old man with a ruptured one. I call Dr. Drew, and Dr. Drew's like, go to the ER right now.
I called Dr. Drew.
It's my only contact. I go, I think I blew out my testicle. What do I do? And he goes, it's very gentle down there. Blood vessels are like irreparable. Like, you need to go right now. So I go to the ER. They keep me in. They can't get my blood pressure down because my blood pressure is up. Sometimes I forget to take my medicine. And I watch a woman die. I watch this woman die. And it freaks me out. And
Right.
And I'm still stuck with it, but just the futility of it all.
Right.
Because she was alone. And I just thought, she was in a wheelchair. She was crying, and she didn't have anyone to, like, be there for her. And I was watching her die, and I was just like, and I'm sitting there going, like, this is how it ends. Like, for some people, it's just how it ends.
That's it.
And it really freaked me out. Like, I told the lady, I said, I need to take a Xanax. And she was like, what? I go, I'm having a panic attack. I go, I'm watching this happen. I need to take a Xanax. And she's like, I can't let you take a Xanax. You can't take. And she goes, if you need to take one, just take one behind my back. But I can't, like, green like that. So I take a Xanax, and I chew it so it hits me, like, quicker. Like, because I was that freaked out. So I got this in my head. The next day we do this free fall. It's 450 feet is like, you free fall for a long time.
Right.
And what happens is the majority of drop rides are like 200 feet.
Right.
So you fall for a second, but it catches you before you ever realize that, oh, I was falling.
Right.
This one falls for so long that there's a moment where you think it's broken because you're still falling.
Right.
And then as you're still falling, you're like, I might die. And I just had that all on my head. And I'm with all these children, and we're on this ride. And as it falls, as soon as it stops, I start crying.
I was just going to ask, did you cry?
I start crying aggressively, like uncontrollably. And these kids are like, look at Bert. And I'm just like sobbing. I'm cursing through the whole thing. Like, because I'm in my head, I'm like, there's no way they're going to use me crying. So I'm cursing. I'm like, give me the, I go over the corner. I'm like, this is like that was the craziest feeling I've ever had. I go, I got to try it again. Because very few times does a ride elicit tears from somebody.
Right.
So I do it again, and I start falling apart again. And I'm like, oh, my God. And it's in the show. It's all that's in the show. Me blowing out my testicle, me crying. The reads are horribly great, in my opinion. Like, the network, I can't believe they're airing the show, to be dead honest with you. I'm like, I literally said to our new boss, Kathleen, I said, so you're really airing Bert the Conqueror? She's like, oh, yeah, June 7th. And I go, have you seen it? She's like, no, I heard good things. And in my head, I was like, don't say anything else. Don't say another word. Because what it was me doing, I'd been on the network for 6 years, and they had canceled Bert the Conqueror like 4 years ago.
Right.
And then they brought it back for out of the blue, and I was like, I'll do it, but I want to do whatever I want to do.
Right.
Like, I don't want to just do whatever you say to do. So I refuse to do reads. I refuse to do anything fake. Anything fake, I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm 43 years old. I'm not going to spend my time faking a walk up to a ride. Like, that's not happening.
Right.
So it is untethered. Like, I'm being dead serious. I can't. We did a spook house, where they scare you.
Right.
I screamed, fought, cursed, threw people in front of me. It's a 6-minute segment that is possibly the funniest thing I've ever done in my life. And then I get drunk, and I'm like, this is but it's real emotions. And the thing I think it connects with is, like, the thing about travel is travel should be fun.
Right.
It shouldn't be serious. And I think that's where the misstep we've made in the past on our network is when you try to get sappy or serious. Very few people travel like, oh, I want to go to Jerusalem and cry. Like, most people are like, do they have a water park in Jerusalem? And that's Bert the Conqueror is just a summer of fun. Like, I brought Isla on a ride.
Did you really?
Oh, dude, if you look at my Twitter, if you look at my Instagram, you'll see a picture of me and Isla on the ride on like a launch coaster.
Right.
Dude, I scared the Lord into this child's life. She literally was like jaw drop back, eyes open. She was like, I think I'm ready for a big girl ride. I was like, oh, you don't know what a big girl ride is, honey. She's like, I like things that are fast, Dad. And I was like, oh, that's what you want to hear out of your 9-year-old. I like things that are fast. Let's blow it out tonight, Dad. I want to see Christ. Oh, yeah. So it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great. I know it's great. I'm not certain. I'm still shocked that they're not here anymore, so I can say whatever I want.
Oh, they're not based here anymore?
They fired everybody.
Oh.
Yeah.
So wait, aren't you hosting something for them in Cabo?
I don't know. Yeah, I did. I think I did.
Oh, is that already over?
I did it.
Oh, damn, because that sounded like it would be fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why, but I just get the impression of you going nuts in Mexico on somebody else's dime.
Dude, you have no idea. I had the greatest time. Every time I've been to Mexico, I went with Rachel Ray one time,
right,
and they gave us bodyguards that had guns.
Right.
I was like, and Rachel's like, what are you doing with your bodyguard? I go, I'm taking him out. And I kept saying to him all night, I kept saying, do you want a beer? In Spanish, he didn't speak any English. I go, do you want a beer? Do you want a cigar? Do you want something to eat? But I didn't realize it until the next day. I had been saying, tu tienes. Do you have a beer? Do you have a cigar? Do you have food? So the whole time he was saying no because he's like, no, I don't have. I'm just your bodyguard. Rachel's like, how did you know you were doing that? I go, at the end of the night when I said, do you want to go to bed with me? But I said, you have to go to bed with me. Rachel and I were in her suite. Her husband John is playing music.
Right.
This is the best. When you get like a real musician, he's got the boom box, like the Beats pill,
right,
floating in the room, and he's just playing great music. You haven't listened to him forever because he's a musician. And we're just drinking wine and we're laughing, and then Rachel just goes, "Let's take our bodyguards down to the beach and make them fight." I was like, "I love you." I told a joke about her on my special. I don't know if she's gonna like it.
When does that come out, by the way?
I don't know. Showtime.
But it's done. It's taped. It's done.
It's done. It's the best. It's the best thing I've ever done. And you know me very well. I would be very tapered if it wasn't.
Yes.
We filmed 2 shows. I did it without a shirt, which I'm kind of second guessing now. I didn't realize how fat I was until I saw myself from a profile. Like you never get a real profile until you watch it. So I told Showtime, I was like, I'll do it. I want to do it in a club. I wanted to be in a club, and I wanted to do it with my shirt off. And Showtime's like, great. So they let me do everything.
Where'd you do it?
In Irvine.
Oh, you should have done it here.
I know. Well, we went back and forth on that. It was just too expensive to fly everybody
here, right?
I wanted to come. I could probably do my next one here, but so literally I shot it on Friday. They came to the show. They loved it. Like Showtime was in the green room.
What's Rachel Ray gonna hate?
I tell the story about. I just talk to her like I talk about her the way you would talk about someone that isn't around.
Right. Okay.
Like and so like like I didn't think like maybe she'll watch this.
Right.
Like I tell the story. And so in my head, I know Rachel. I know she'll like it.
Right.
But the one thing I'm afraid of is like someone on her team is going to be like,
well, that hurts the image of the brand.
and then Rachel's going to be forced to be like, oh, I can't talk to Bert anymore. But Rachel gets down, man. Like me and her have had a
Does she really?
Yes. She threw a party in Soho. She calls me up. She goes, I mean, I wish I could share secrets, but like she calls me up. She goes, hey, can you come to this? I don't want to be here. And I got to be here. And if you come, I can hang out with you. And so I go, yeah, sure. So I go down to the party. It's this loft in Soho, and everyone's trying to pony up to her.
Right.
And she just grabs me, takes me into the kitchen, and starts pouring Pinot Grigio. She's like, I do not want to be here. She's the best, man. Like, she really is. Like, she used to call me when she wanted to do segments with people. When she had to do segments with people she didn't like, she'd just call me and go, will you come out and do it with me? And then I just do it, and I just hang out. I mean, that's happened a lot. Like, she called one time. This is my favorite one, is... we were supposed to go scuba diving, and I got our call sheet, and it says, wake up at 4, boat ride until 8. And I was like, I called up, I go, that's really aggressive. And Rachel's just like, no, that's going to be changed. And then the new call sheet said, Bert and Rachel on yacht. And I was like, ding, 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 ding. And then it got canceled because our spouses were like, we're not sending you guys out on a yacht together. Just party with each other. She's the best, man. I love her. I really love her.
There's an opener right in front of you.
Oh, that's what that is. It's just so funny. I saw that and I was like, what? Yeah, I got it at my own. The Lord gave me an opener with ingenuity. I should never spray that stuff on my junk.
No.
It's so wet down there right now. It's just adding moisture and it's literally slip sliding. Like, D, are you going to do a shot or is it just me?
No, pour them. She'll do one with you.
Oh, we got shot glasses.
Yes.
Man, I got to be honest with you. I could do this. Do you need a sidekick? You want to get rid of these guys? Just me and you do it? Just have a show where I rant drunkenly. We'll call it the David Hasselhoff hour. Is this a bug?
By the way, I haven't listened to it. I can't listen. Well, not that I can't listen to it. I haven't listened to it. How drunk did you get with the two dudes that you just put the podcast up with? It's 5 hours, Bert.
It's 5 hours.
Yeah, no, I
actually don't get that drunk.
Oh, really?
Because you know me, like I can drink all day, and I don't like. People are like, you drunk, and I'm like, oh yeah. Like my wife always says that. She goes, the good thing about you is you can never tell when you're drunk. The bad thing about you is I can never tell when you're drunk.
Right.
So like I can get drunk. Like Christmas shopping.
Right.
And she's like, have you been drinking? And I was like, what? Oh, are you crazy? Why would I drink in the afternoon at a mall? I think I'm getting tendonitis. Could
she tell if you were drunk when you went to Stanhope's place?
Oh, dude.
Dude, how messed up were you? I've never seen you like that.
I'm going to be real honest with you. There's a handful of times I've been that drunk.
Right.
And I was hesitant to put it on my vlog because I was like, my kids will see that.
What did I say? Yeah. I said, because I've never seen you that drunk, it was uncomfortable to see you that drunk. And everybody was like, but it's funny. Oh, it's hysterical.
It's hysterical,
but the first thing I thought of is like, I've seen Bert drunk. I've never seen Bert that drunk. And I guarantee, 10 years from now, Georgia, Isla, one of them was going to go, holy crap, Dad.
They're going to go, why did you do that with Uncle Doug? Because they know Doug.
Uncle Doug, totally fine, though.
Dude,
totally fine.
Yeah.
What a great setup he's got, though.
Dude, let me tell you. Okay, if you don't know what we're talking about, I do a vlog on my YouTube channel.
Right.
And this is the last one I posted. It's called The Bisbee Compound.
Right.
I think that's what it's called. Or Doug Stanhope. Go to my YouTube channel. You can find it.
Right.
And what happened is literally I called up Doug. Doug and I had met a long time ago, and then we had a connection. We started chatting back and forth on the road because I'd get depressed, and I just emailed Doug, and then he'd email back.
Right.
And then one day he just said, we need to get drunk together. And I was like, let's do it. So we did a podcast at my house. It was 5 hours.
Right.
It was a 2-parter, and we had a blast. And he had dinner with my family, and my kids fell in love with him.
Right.
Because he talks like to kids the way I talk to kids. It's like a grown-up. He's not trying to like, did you guys have a good day? So he taught them how to do spit takes. Isla taught him how to do mustard hands. They fell in love. Isla and him really did kind of like connect.
Right.
Georgia thinks he's the best. And so I'm on the road, and I go, and this sounds really silly, but I kind of miss hanging out with Doug. Like, it was fun. And so I called him up. I go, hey, would it be cool if I came out to your house and just hung out for a night? And he was like, of course. I go, cool. And in my head, I was like, I'll go to Canada. I'll do these shows. And I'll just fly to Bisbee. I'll fly to Tucson. They'll pick me up, drive me in. We'll party for a night.
Right.
We'll do a podcast. We'll vlog. We'll make a business. And then I'll leave the next day. Oh my God! I showed up. I'd been drinking on the plane.
Right.
I showed up. We start drinking vodkas, and it's just going down, and then we start listening to music, and we're singing together. Like it was like one of the greatest. Like imagine if you just felt comfortable enough to put on a song and just sing with your friend, like just singing, like whoa! It was so great. And then I got up the next day, and I like his wife Bingo took me to the airport, and then she ran away. That's the bad part. She ran away, and it became like really bad. It was really bad. Like no one knew where she was. I was the last person to talk to her. I had to call Doug. I was like, I think your wife ran away. He's like, what? And I was like, I know. I listened to her. She said she's running away. She didn't tell me where she's going. I left some money in the car. And then it was like a manhunt for Bingo, and then they found her in New Orleans. It was really bad. It was really bad. It's really bad. It was really bad. But like if you watch the vlog at the very end, you see me knowing she's running away. She told me, and I was like, "Take care of yourself." It's so creepy to watch now because I'm like, "Bingo, I love you. Take care of yourself." So I was like, she might go kill herself. Like I don't know. Let's do a shot. D, come on, let's drink this.
While you're handing those out, though, I do want to ask you
over the board.
in the podcast with the two guys. I feel bad. I can't remember their
Danish
names.
and O'Neill.
That's right. Is the Ed Helms story true?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, this guy will do nothing.
100%. I've had some of the worst advice ever given to anyone. I've given the worst advice. Kevin Hart's brother was at my show last night.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, Kevin Hart. You want to talk about how crazy this is? I sit in the front row and I just go, "You look like Kevin Hart," and then everyone thinks I'm racist.
Right.
I just say basically small and black looks like Kevin Hart, and I go, "You look like Kevin Hart," and everyone's like, "Oh," and then he goes, "I'm his brother," and I went, "Oh, I should work at a fair." Like, are you serious? He pulled his ID out. He goes, "I'm his brother." I go, "I knew it." I was like, how good of I mean, that's amazing that I picked that out of the just ding, 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 ding.
What was Kevin Hart's brother doing here?
Just, they're big fans of mine. I'm really growing up. It was he didn't know who I was. It was his girlfriend's birthday, and he just looked for something to do. And he was like, "I will go to the comedy club. I can get free tickets. I'm Kevin Hart's brother." And he saw my bear story, and he was like, "I like the bear story," so I thought I'd go. And I was like, "Oh, thanks." But yeah, he didn't. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. Here we go. Cheers, guys. I love you guys with all my heart.
Cheers.
Jacques Dangerous. Yeah, it was a good show last night. It was really fun. I ended up doing the best of at the end. I did like 30 minutes of new material. Right. And then everyone just started going, "Say this joke. Just say this one." Fight a bear, Tracy Morgan, the machine. And I never tell the Tracy Morgan story, but I told it last night because of Kevin Hart's brother.
Did you? That's good.
I was like, you'll like this story. And then he came out at the end. He was like, "That is the best story I've ever heard." He was crying. He was laughing so hard.
But the one that I did listen to, I love the podcast with Annie Letterman.
She's great, right?
Dude, how messed up was her life?
Horrible. Have you seen the picture of her friend?
No.
Oh, you want to see it? Her friend is gorgeous.
Is she really?
Gorgeous. Maybe one of the, I'm not even joking, like top 5 most beautiful wanted profiles I've ever seen. She's gorgeous. And Annie Letterman's cool. Like,
she seemed very cool.
She's so cool, and she just is like.
But were you lying when you said that your mom used to write all your papers for you?
No. Call my mom right now. Call my mom right now. Call my mom right now.
Okay, well, I don't have a number.
813-610.
Okay, stop.
Everyone call my mom. My mom messed me up, man. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, she wrote my college papers.
Right. So the Viking Longships.
Yep. If you said to my mom, finish this phrase, Viking, she'd go, "Longship." It's the only thing she knows. I was like, "Mom, I am working the door at the comedy club. I need to get this degree. Dad wants me to have a degree. I don't really feel like I need it." But I go, and I was taking correspondence classes, which were just basically a box of books back then. Right. It was before the internet. Not before the internet, but it was like the internet was just for getting betting lines and porn. But not even good porn. Like, we had to wait it out. Like, that's why I believe men will always be superior to women with the internet. Because women never, we were the first generation trying to have to figure out how to download porn and then get it off your computer and delete your cookies and get rid of your web history. And while women were still like, "What is this internet?" that? And we're like, it's our Mecca. This is where I get to watch pregnant women. One time, it was before. Hold on, let me rephrase that. I should have never said that. That's a secret. Let's not tell anybody about that. I gotta be honest with you, though. I think pregnant women are so hot. Like because my wife, when my wife was pregnant, I found her so sexy.
Right.
And so now, but you can't. It's really creepy to watch another pregnant woman. I should stop this line of questioning.
All right, let me do this then. Let me take a quick break. We'll come back more with Bert Kreischer next.
Elliot in the morning.
That song is just so great. Like it just feels like that. Like, what happened to rock and roll? We got Guns N' Roses is touring again? Who cares about them? I want real stuff. I want brand new. Someone tell Gene Simmons to die already. Tired of his opinions and his face and his children. Just go. I want Nathaniel Rateliff. It's brand new. No one's ever heard of this guy. Here's a CD. I heard he put out a cassette, too. Have you ever seen him do SOB on the Late Show with some of the things? Whatever the guy's name is, Fallon is Myers.
Fallon, Corden.
One of the guys. He didn't sing it in a car, so it wasn't Corbin. He didn't do a potato sack race, so it wasn't Fallon. It must have been Colbert because it was a real. Look, I love all those guys, but it's just like,
sounds like it.
Enough. By the way, if Jimmy Fallon wants me to do a potato sack race, I'll do it naked. Like, Bert Kreischer's gonna come up and try to perform fillet. No. But man, that is like, there's something about that, and I wish I could do that in stand up. I wish I could convey that feeling of
what's that? Of
like
Nathaniel Rateliff?
Yeah, that just soulful. Soulful is what I'm looking for. D. That's the word the whole time.
I feel like you do.
What are you? Would you write soulless?
Oh, Slayton.
Bobby Slayton?
He wears the suit. He definitely has the image.
What are you talking about?
No, but of just
old time, a throwback.
Like, yeah.
Well, he's
Bobby
actually not a throwback. It is what you were seeing.
Yeah, Bobby Slayton. I get a kick out of Bobby Slayton.
Love Bobby Slayton.
You have no idea. But see, I get a different side of Bobby Slayton. Like, I get the side where, like, you're flying from Dallas, and Bobby Slayton just comes and sits in your chair with you, and he goes, "How much you get paid this week?" I love Bobby Slayton in a way that no one gets to see that side of him. Like, right. Just sits down, he's just real, drinking in the morning. You're an alcoholic? No, yeah, my wife got hit by a car.
Stop it! I know.
Yeah, his wife got hit by a car.
I know. Yeah. Stop. Please.
I'm not making a joke out of it.
I know.
Yeah.
I laugh when I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. Bobby's the best. I love Bobby.
Yes. What?
Does Bert know how the story ended?
I don't know.
Did she die?
Yes.
Ooh. Ooh. I wish I had known that. I wish we had never laughed.
That's why I'm uncomfortable.
Why wouldn't you wink at me or something when I'm in the middle of this Bobby Slayton bit? When I said Bobby Slayton, you should have cut my mic and go, "He hasn't been online." Are you serious?
Yes.
The last I talked to him, he was going back and forth She was in Mexico, right?
Yes.
Oh, man. Is there any way we can erase this? Can we not put this out? Oh, my God. This is uncomfortable.
Yeah. No kidding. That's why I'm
Why
laughing.
wouldn't you have stopped me?
How am I going to stop you?
Just
I thought you
shut your mouth! Or do something like she...
No.
Okay. Did I say Bobby's? I meant Creighton. Jesus Christ.
And can I tell you what I've been struggling? I shouldn't say struggling with, but Bobby's coming in soon.
Do not play this for him.
No kidding.
Good God. Guys, if you're listening to this never happened.
No.
Holy crap. But you know how uncomfortable it's going to be next time I see him?
But I'm uncomfortable because I don't know. It's going to come up when he's here.
Oh, we'll play this for him. This will cut the cheese.
That's how it came up.
Yeah. Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
By the way, good on Tyler for figuring out that you don't know the end of that story.
Thank you. So I don't just look like a hate monger? Bring it up. Hey, how's Patrice doing? Jesus. I heard Ant's got AIDS. Like, what the? Oh, my God. Oh God, that's the only. I texted Bobby Kelly the other day, Bobby Kelly, because I don't know, maybe I should stop while I'm ahead. Let's just leave it. Horrible. Like the last I talked to him, he was like, "Yeah, it's tough because I'm flying back and forth. She's in the hospital."
Yes.
He was like, "I just wish she'd die." And I was like, "No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding." By the way, thank God Bobby Slayton's a comedian and not some rock star, because he understands.
By the way, if anybody would laugh at this moment,
It's Bobby
Slayton.
Slayton. It's Bobby Slayton. Anyone would laugh at this moment, it's Bobby Slayton. He might be the only person that laughs at this moment. He might make this his ringtone. It's that uncomfortable. Wait, I can't believe that. That's horrible.
Yes, it is.
Oh, my God. Literally, he came up. I mean, this is no lie. He came up and sat with me, and he was just talking about how it's tough it's doing the road. And she's got hit by a car, and then going back and forth, and it's been tough. And I was like, whatever. We made a few jokes, and then I left him. The best part of the whole story, and which I almost said, is that at the very beginning, we're getting ready to board, and I look around, and I just see someone flicking me off. It's going like this. And I look, and it's Bobby Slayton. Oh, man, I feel really bad. Hopefully my wife dies one day, and Bobby can make a joke about it. That's my only wish, is that she dies, and then Bobby comes in, and he's like, "Do you remember when Kreischer made a joke about my wife? I hope his wife's dead." And Tyler's like, "Bobby doesn't know the end of the story." Bobby's like, no, she's dead? Did I do that? If my wife dies, I'm a mess. Let's do another shot for Bobby Slayton's wife.
Okay, stop it.
That's horrible. I'm not making light of the situation.
I know.
I'm definitely not. I'm trying to make comfortable the big screw up I did. Oh my God. Anyone in their car must have literally pulled over and be like, "He doesn't know." This is like, I'm going to be late to work. Oh my God. Don't you dare put the dirt on. What's going on in the news? Oh my God.
Felt like a natural segue.
Wow, that's did you have any more questions you wanted to ask me?
No, well, I asked if you had fun with my old friend Bonaducci.
Oh, dude. Did you listen to that?
Yeah, I did.
He paid you.
No, I got along very well with Danny.
Yeah.
I like Danny a lot.
He's really great. Like, I didn't have, like, everyone always talks about how difficult he is or whatever. He's not. He's like the most normal guy.
Well, I don't know if I would go with normal guy.
Like, he's a canary in the mine. Like, he came up on stage with me and got
fun,
shirtless.
He is fun.
He was a blast, man.
Yeah, he's fun. I used to have the best time with him. We'd just hang out every morning. It was great.
He loved you. He was like, he's the best. He's the best guy in radio I've ever worked with.
Yeah, no, Danny was fun. No,
you are really good at radio.
No, not really. Hey, can I ask you this? I want to ask you about somebody. Are you really friendly? I'm going to mess up his last name. Brian, is it Stepanek?
Yeah.
Are you friends with him?
How you know him?
I don't know him, but I
yeah.
know who he is.
How do you know who he is?
Because a couple of years ago, my kids were obsessed with that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's on. I was like, Jesus, you're bringing up kids at my, Brian Stepanek. Yeah.
Is he? But I knew nothing about him other than he was on that show, the Ricky Dicky somebody and Dawn or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But is he a comedian?
No, he's just an actor.
Oh, he's just an actor.
He's an actor, but our
okay.
kids go to school together.
I got you.
And him and his
is
wife.
Is he loaded? Is he loaded from that show?
Yeah, you know what's so funny? I always ask where he got his money from. I guess it's from TV. That's a stupid question.
You ask him, where'd you get your money?
I literally said to his wife, I go, "How come you guys don't invite us over to swim at your house?" And she was like, "We haven't thought about it." And I was like, "Well, I like swimming. Like, my kids like it too. Invite us over." And she's like, "All right." His kid is ridiculously athletic.
Oh, seriously?
Like almost like gifted in a way that you watch this kid move.
Right.
And like, it's just amazing. Like, I was like, it's uncomfortable when you say that to a dad. Your kid's beautiful.
But I feel like, because he's got I don't know the show. Ricky, I'll never get the name right. Ricky, and
he did a
Dawn
movie with Larry the Cable Guy. He's a working
But right
actor.
before that, he had like some whole long Disney run where he was on some Disney show forever.
Yeah.
And I get obsessed with people like that because he doesn't just walk down the street and like everybody looks and goes like, "Oh, I know who that guy is." But he's got to be loaded.
You know what? Now that you say that, yeah, because I literally said to my wife, I go, "Does his family have money?" Because his house is nice.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Like I have a house.
Right.
He's got like a house that you invite people to. And he's got a big yard. It's like a double lot, real nice ceilings. I went there. Joey Diaz had given me a vape pen.
Right.
And by the way, if Travel Channel was still in, I'd never tell this story. If they were still in Chevy Chase, he'd give me a vape pen, and I was like, dog. Because I didn't want to drink. I was on a cleanse, and he goes, if you go to a party and you need something, you just hit this vape pen one time, dog. You'll be gone. So I was like, in my head, I was like, they don't drink at the Hispanic houses because they're Christians. Hispanics are nerds. Like, they really are. They don't drink. They don't curse.
Oh, really?
Oh, legit.
Oh, so that's okay.
Like, it's like whatever Disney, they picked the right guy. He's never saying the N-word, okay? Like, and so Joey Diaz gives me this vape pen, and I just been with Joey having coffee, and I have to go to this Hispanics for this barbecue. I have the vape pen in my pocket, and it's got a button, and I guess it's up against my wallet, and it's just emitting smoke out of my pocket in their house. And there's someone goes, is someone smoking marijuana? And in my head, I was like, the Hispanics are cool as crap. Like, I didn't know we could smoke pot here. And in my head, I'm like, I got a vape pen. and then I was like, God, I smell it now too. Like, this is a lot. Like, I'm starting to catch a contact buzz. I was like, is someone blowing it in my face? And someone's like, I think your pocket's on fire. And I was like, uh-oh, it's me. Yeah. The Hispanics are cool. It's so odd that you brought them up. My wife's Parisa is his wife, and she runs the fair. They're doing the fair this week. Right. So my wife's been with Parisa all week. So when you said Brian's Hispanic, I was like, did I tweet something about the Hispanics? I said, I did. Did I show you? Did you see the picture? I said I'm going to do a Bertcast mystery basket. For my kids' fair.
For your kids' fair.
The first thing Doug sent was Doug Stanhope. Right. Immediately calls me. He goes, package is on its way. So I get the first package. The head of the fair is Lynn Grusin.
I don't know who that is.
I thought we were all talking about Friends.
Oh.
Lynn and Parisa? I mean, you brought them up. I give it to Lynn. She opens it, I think on my Periscope. It is a male phallic like thing.
Dildo?
There we go. That's it. That's the word. Bingo. It is a dildo with an old segregation sign that says whites only.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I go, Doug, this can't go in the basket. I can't put it. He goes, it's a mystery basket. They don't know what they got. I go, I can't put it. He goes, if it's any consolation, it's from Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie. They used to mail it back and forth to each other, so it's actually kind of expensive. And then in my head, I'm like, oh, this is going in the basket. If anyone knew that Johnny Depp's the one that bought the dildo and the whites only, they'd be like, shut up! And my wife's like, you're not putting that in the basket. By the way, you could do a total mystery basket for a world fair.
What, just with the crap at my desk? I know it's
crap
bad.
Or gold?
It's bad.
I went through one. You have a Toomey backpack in there. I went through it. It's got a lot of good stuff in it.
Jackass.
By the way, I could do this for a living. Like, you have the greatest job. This is... Okay, if I was an alcoholic, do what you got to do.
No, I'm just saying, are you staying for dirt or no?
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, all right, very good. All right, so here's what we need to know. DC Improv tonight and tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's sold out. Yep. There are some tickets for tonight. The website's up and running again. All right, so very good. So DCimprov.com to get tickets. Yes. Bert the Conqueror returns to the Travel Channel on June 7th.
I might call you. Is it cool if I call you that Tuesday?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, yeah, Tuesday, June 7th. Check it out. It's really good. It's really good.
Is there a showtime date that I need to know about or no?
I don't know. Let's call. No.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
All right.
We just did the edit. The thing I was going to tell you is they saw it. They watched me tape it on Friday.
Right.
And then they called Tuesday and asked me to do another one. That's how good this one is.
Oh, that's all. Oh, wait, another special.
They were like, we want you to do another special with us.
Dude, that's awesome.
It was. I'm telling you when I say this, and I promise you, one of the things, and you know, me and you know Cowhead or Mike Calta very well.
Yeah, sure.
Cowhead's like sometimes mean honest with me. Like, he saw my first special. I go, what did you think? He goes, I didn't like it. I went,
thank you.
Thank you. I thought we were friends. He's like, well, I'm being honest with you. He goes, it's not the way you do stand up. Like, I never see you with a shirt on and doing stand up.
Right.
And I was like, really? He goes, yeah, you're like, come out and drink a beer and everything's off the cuff. And it's like, it just seemed like you look like Chris Titus. And I was like, which is great for Chris Titus, but
right.
I'm not Chris Titus.
Correct.
And I went, okay. And I really took that to heart. I literally was like, because I thought, like, when we do stand-up, when we do those Calling Sick to Work shows, it's such an event. It's such a different thing than stand-up. And I was like, I'm going to make it that. And it's that. It is that.
That's awesome.
Like, at one point, I go on this rant about gays that I did not plan on doing and then get lost. And I realize in the middle I'm talking about my children. And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, it is so good. It is so good.